Hello everyone. Previously we have discussed the how to find out the lift of the sleeve edge of the Hartnell governor by considering two positions like this. This is the minimum position and this one is the maximum position of the bell crank lever. Okay. So in this video lecture we will discuss that how many number of forces are acting in these two positions of the Hartnell governor and how to find out that spring force and the centrifugal force by balancing the movement about this fulcrum. This is point O, about this point O. So let us see our discussion. We consider the force analysis for the minimum position. So for the minimum position, we have seen in the previous lecture that the position of the bell crank ball arm and the sleeve arm will be like this. So here three major forces will be acting. As you are able to see, this is the centrifugal force Fc1, because it is acting because of the rotation of the ball axis, so it is acting in this direction. Okay, and the weight of the ball, this is small mg, and the most important one, mg plus s1 by 2, where capital Mg is the sleeve load or sleeve weight, capital Mg, plus S1 is the spring force acting at n1 radian, n1 speed of rotation, or omega 1 radian per second. This spring force S1 will be exerted on the sleeve. So Mg plus S1 by 2. Why it is given by 2? Because this is the sleeve load plus the spring force, and we are considering one half portion of the governor, so it is divided equally on both the halves. So Mg plus S1 by 2. So these three major forces, this is the number 3 force, this is number 2, and this is 1. Okay, so for the simplification, you just understand that for the minimum position, in a minimum position of the Hartnell governor, there are three important forces come into picture. This is centrifugal force Fc1, small mg is the weight of the fly ball, and capital Mg plus S1 by 2 is the sleep load plus the central spring force exerted at omega 1 radian per second, divided by 2 because we are considering one half part of the governor. So that is the forces. Now the other variable a1, y1, these are the perpendicular distance with respect to the forces. X1 is the perpendicular distance for the Fc1. For the small mg, the perpendicular distance is a1. For this load, the perpendicular distance is y1. So what we have to do? We have to take moment about the fulcrum O. This is the fulcrum O. For the simplification, what you have to do? You have to write this force and the moment due to this force in LHS side, and for these two forces in the right hand side or RHS side. Okay. So in the left hand direction, we will see, if we see the movement, it will give a clockwise movement like this. It will give a clockwise movement. Here Fc1 will give a anti-clockwise movement, and small mg will give a movement mg into a1 in the anti-clockwise direction. So if we balance the forces and take the moment about this point O, then we will get mg plus s1 by 2 into y1, this is the LHS side, is equal to, this is the clockwise movement, is equal to fc1 into x1 minus mg into a1, because you have seen here fc1 into x1, this will provide a anti-clockwise movement, and mg into a1, this will provide a clockwise movement. So it will be subtracted fc1 into x1 minus mg into a1. This will be balanced by this one. So this is for the force analysis for the minimum position. So mg plus s1, you will get 2 by y1, just cross multiply here, fc1 into x1 minus mg into a1. This is equation number 4. Previously we have given three equations. Equation is equal to r minus r1 divided by x, like that. This is according to that previous lecture. is equation number 4. Here you have find out S1. Okay, S1 is the spring force exerted at omega 1 radian per second. Mg, capital Mg is the central slip load. Fc1 into x1 minus mg into a1. All these terms will be given in the question and you will be asked that find out the value of S1. Then you will proceed like this. The question will come like that. For the minimum position, find out the spring force. Similarly, we will see for the maximum position what will happen. For the maximum position, there is also three forces Fc2, mg and mg plus s2 divided by 2 for the central slip load plus the spring force exerted at omega 2 radian per second. This is the governor axis. So for the maximum position, we will see, we will keep this force in the LHS side and these two forces in the RHS side. So you will clearly say that this force mg plus s2 by 2 will provide, this is the fulcrum O. About this point we have to find out the moment. So about this force will give a clockwise moment and this force will give Fc2 will give anti-clockwise plus mg will be give anti-clockwise moment. So these two will be added because they are similar in nature. So let us see here for the maximum position taking the moment about O, we get that mg plus s2 by 2 into y2. This is the perpendicular distance. You can see here perpendicular distance are clearly mentioned here. If we erase the terms, you can clearly see the perpendiculars are given in this color. Okay, these are the perpendiculars. So mg plus s2 by 2 into y2 is equal to fc2 into x2. Okay, this one is x2 plus mg into a2 is the perpendicular distance for the moment. So this will be added. So mg plus s2 you can find out 2 by y2 is equal into fc2 into x2 plus mg into a2. So this one is the value for the maximum position, and from this you can find out the value of spring force like this. So if it will be asked in the question and given the value of x2 and a2, you can find out easily the value of spring reaction. And by subtracting equation 1 from the equation 2, equation 4 from equation 5, you can find out the value of spring force reaction S1 minus S2 value is how much. Okay, so this will be the question asked in the semester or in the competitive examinations. If you see there is chances that the question may come to find out the expression of S1 and S2 or spring force reactions. So this is the analytical derivation for the spring forces. So by subtracting that S1 minus S2, we can derive an expression with the slip of the slip. So to find out the spring forces, so we can use this method to find out this derivation. So it is very important from the examination point of view. So that's all for the day. Thank you.